Hey everyone, so today we're going to be discussing the broken brawler on the block, Lawrie and Lawrie. I mean, this brawler is just absolutely ridiculous. It is dominating ladder, it's frustrating as heck to play against it, and the stats for it and just the way the dynamics and its mechanics work is insane for an epic brawler. I mean, I'm seeing people get ranked 30s and 35s easily, crazy win streaks. And overall, the thing with Lawrie and Lawrie is that because his super is sort of like a duo brawler, it makes him absolutely insane. He can summon Lawrie whenever he wants, and it just makes a crazy combo for what is supposed to be a thrower. So he's essentially Barley, but better because his attacks have 2 bursts, right? And so that makes him have this area control that is unmatched. He can cycle his supers quickly, his basic attack has crazy combos, and his burst DPS, oh my god, don't even get me started with it. He will fry you to a cake if you stand still. Okay, so let's talk about, are there any counters to Lawrie and Lawrie? I mean, the first thing that pops in your mind is assassins, right? Like Mortis, Crow, maybe Leon, and yes, those brawlers sometimes do counter Lawrie and Lawrie. But I don't know about you, but if I'm playing a brawler like Mortis and Lawrie with his high-ass DPS spawns out of nowhere, it will absolutely fry you, almost like a Shelly super if you try and dash towards it. Especially if there are walls, it's so copious, man. So have you realized that like Brawl Stars is kind of releasing these broken brawlers, locking them behind a paywall for the first couple weeks, and then charging money for people to play with them early when they're in their broken state? And then when it's released to the public, voila, nerf them to oblivion. So that is the same prediction I have today. And I have 3 suggestions and 3 nerfs I'm pretty sure Lawrie and Lawrie will be receiving. And I think these are the best approaches to making him more balanced. The first nerf is to increase the delay slightly of his second ticket explosion. So on his main attack, he has that like ticket he throws out, right? And there's the first burst of damage and then the second burst of damage. Now don't get me wrong, him as a brawler, his raw damage isn't anything extraordinary, but his burst damage is crazy. So I think it'll help decrease his damage potential, but still maintain his raw damage. And also it'll make it less likely for him to cycle his supers and get tagged after the first shot. As it is right now, if you're getting hit by the first shot, you're not going to be fast enough to avoid the second burst of damage. So that's just why it's absolutely crazy and needs that kind of nerf. All right, the second nerf is a slight nerf to his HP. I think throwers, like their HP is just not comparable with Lawrie and Lawrie, right? And I think if you nerf it slightly, it'll make him much more squishy so the assassins can take him out more easily and he'll be more comparable to the other throwers. I think there's just this slight caveat thing to make him a little more balanced if you're trying to not have him be so strong. And the final nerf that I think he should be getting is actually a rework to his first star power, and that's going to be Protocol Protect. And I think instead of having all the incoming damage redirected to Lawrie, it should be nerfed down instead to 50% of the damage incoming to you towards Lawrie. I think it would balance it out because you would still take off some pressure from yourself, but you won't become invincible with that star power anymore. And I think it'll just be much easier to play with now, and you have to use that star power much more strategically. All right, guys, those are my thoughts for Lawrie and Lawrie. Let me know what you think of my nerf suggestions down in the comments, and when do you think this brawler will be nerfed? And yeah, that's all I have for today. Get out of here.